Students, we have seen that what is feudal system. So, in feudal system is a system of a type of social and political system in which land holders or the land owners provide land to the tenants in rent, okay, in exchange for their whatever service they have done, okay, for that is like a feudal system. So, here what were the policies for the feudals by the king. So, here the most important thing was that they were having less armies. So, they had to increase their armies. So, what they used to do, they used to depend on the senior officers and the feudal landlords to provide soldiers to fight in the battle. So, they used to depend on that. So, but during that period the armies began to increase in a cavalry and the troops, in additions infantry and the warfare were also having more increase in number. Because of that they took those who were working in the feudal system, they took these people also for the wars, so that they can get some type of support, or their army may be strong in that cases. So, in any cases they used to take all these feudals who was under the feudals who has taken the rent of the by the feudals or from any other officers, they used to take them also for this wars. So, this arrangement had a lot of advantages as well as drawbacks. Okay, among what is the advantage was that these officials did not have to pay the salaries, the regular salaries in the kingdoms, and then what they used to do, they used to collect the lands and the other several money from the villages. So, that entitled the collection of the revenue, collect the land revenue. So, in the return they used to send their armies to the help of the battlefield, or any of the war was happening, or when the king was going for the war, this land, the feudals, they used to send their armies, their people, those who were under him, to give a support to this in the battle to the king. The disadvantage was that, so there was feudals, vassals began to earn lot of money from these villagers. So, what is they used to become more gain more money from these people, and they became economically very strong. And what they used to do, they used to then they started disobeying, disrespecting, or not listening to the kings, because they had lot of power now. They are getting lot of money, so they can buy anything now. They can buy more armies. So, that is why they had a lot of armies also. So, they did not fear the king. They did not get frightened of the king. So, they began to try their own system. So, he started making his own empire there independently. So, he was now becoming that type of king there for them. Okay. So, in that cases here the system was going in a different manner now. Then next we have the major dynasties of South India. So, we see in South Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and all. So, here the Cholas. So, who is this Cholas people? Like mostly from the Tamil people, Tamil side. The Cholas were the most powerful dynasties in the south. So, the most important kings of these dynasties were Rajaram, then Chola, Rajendra Chola and Kuluthum Chola. So, these were the main rajas or main kings of that empire or that dynasty. So, they did not only held sway over the whole of the South India, but they also connected to the military campaigns in Orissa also, Chhattisgarh and Bengal. So, they were overtaking the other states also here. So, defeating and plundering these kingdoms and establishing their vast empire in these areas, so in these states. So, their rival fleet invaded in Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Malaysia and Maldives. So, you can see in outside the other countries also we see their power. So, the large part of Sri Lanka remained under the Chola rule for the long period. So, we see a lot of people in Sri Lanka, we see mostly they are from Tamil people. Okay, they speak Tamil languages, these Chola dynasties. So, these Cholas were also successful in the war because they had a powerful army and the navy system, which from the fights from the ocean, the navy which fights from the ocean. So, they build magnificent temples. You can see here in the picture, they used to build a lot of different and very very different kinds of temple that was very amazing to see, the of craftsmen and all. So, here we see that they used to build a magnificent temple with the help of the amassed. So, they have increased the goddesses and linked their names. For example, we see the inscriptions of the Rajaram Chola built the Raja Rajeshwar temple. So, we can see a lot of inscriptions in these temples they used to build, and they used to have a lot of other types of what is the statues of different goddesses. So, many people used to have were amazed to see these types of temples. So, the Cholas imposed taxes on the subjects to pay the maintenance for these temples. So, these Cholas imposed taxes on their subjects to pay for the maintenance of their army and for the administrative expenses. So, they used to take taxes on the land and its produce, and taxes on the trade with their main source of revenue. So, these were the main sources to expend or to give for the maintenance of the temple or for the other armies they used to give. So, the main income was mainly from the collecting the taxes. So, the tax on land could be up to the 1/3 of the value of the produce. Every farmers, they used to take from the farmers, mainly they were more farmers in that area. And when the public work like building roads, tanks and canals had to be constructed, villagers were expected to undertake the work without payment. So, they used to do that work without any payment. So, they did not expect any money, they had to give their social service. It was in that time, in that era, that the village administration and the local self-governance was developed. So, we see here the village administration and the other system that was growing like village type. Before we see one man should be there, or one group is there to see against the people or see for the development of the people. In that case, we see here that system arises from here in the Chola dynasty.